welcome to gagru.net. This is Gagru live on Facebook. My name is Wally Sarkisian. I'm your host. We know your pain, Armenia. We understand. When Pashinyan addresses people, he said, "Habart Hayastansi." I was wondering how Habart Hayastansi or any Armenian is after this devastating defeat. How could be Habart? I mean, proud. How could be proud of what? See, the issue here is not just Pashinyan. You Armenians have a really, really great chance now. You are at the dawn of writing new chapter. If you go in the right direction, you have tried it for last 30 years. Stayed under Russian colony. Armenia is like Russian military base. Really. It's a military base. It's a colony. Armenia never been free. When Soviet Union collapsed, all the countries, almost all, left. They went out there. They had short problems, but they prosperous. But you, with those corrupt leadership, from Pashinyan to Petrosyan and anything between, they kept you under Russian colony. Let me give you an example. I hate to do this, but Israel. Israel has as much as enemy surrounded and even much bigger than you have Armenia. But you see, Israel, what they did, they said to America, just give us the money and then give us your military equipment. We'll take care of it. We'll build our own way. See, to my best knowledge, there is no American military base in Israel. Israel is not even NATO member. But they build it. They build their industry. They build their technology. But you see, you Armenians, what you did, your leadership, I shouldn't say Armenians, your leaderships, those corrupt leadership, they kept you under the Russian colony. You never free. You never been free. All the decision about Armenia has been made in Moscow. You never been free. I'm sorry. You know when Soviet Union collapsed, the Russians could have left all the businesses in Armenia, but yet they yanked all the factories. They took them to Russia, and they said to you Armenians, "Hey, you want a job? Come to Russia," and that's what you did. There was 3.5 million Armenian, 1.5 of them all gone to Russia. That's what Russia did to you. And also now you learn the very hard way that Russia is not a good partner. You saw what he did. I mean, you tell me that Russia did not know the Azeris and the Turks. They're building trenches, training. What happened to Russian technology? What happened to their airspace? Every equipment Russia give you failed. Every one. Everyone. You didn't fail, Armenia. Armenian soldiers didn't fail. Armenian soldiers are fighting hand in hand with Kalashnikov, with Azeris. Russia failed you. And now Russia wants to control you even more, build those railroad things, surround you into this economic nightmare. So it's time Armenian people think about a different direction. You tried it for 30 years. You got nowhere. Nowhere. You had no industry. Your military was totally, completely dependent on Russia. And you saw that how it failed. You see, Azerbaijan is even much smarter than you in this way. The beginning of the war, in a couple of days, Azerbaijan was losing the war. So what he did, he fired all his general, he changed his foreign ministry, and he outsourced. He told Turkey, you come and run my war. And what Armenian did, Pashinyan, for 44 days, he lied to Armenians that we are winning the war. Right? You see? So your leadership are horrible. All of them. There is no one good in there. Do not fool yourself. This leadership, from beginning to the end, they fool you. Each one their own way, they fool you. Remember, Pashinyan came in power because of corruption. That's the only thing. He had only one policy. Corruption, corruption, corruption. He had no foreign policy. He has no military policy. He had nothing. Just one word. He got elected. So you have really, really gracious Armenian people. See, Greece, they had revolutions. They almost bankrupt their country. But then they have now a great prime minister and a great foreign minister. You see, they are in European Union, they are in NATO, but they're not depending on them. They're building their own military. They're creating allies in the region, the Arabs and France and others. You have to learn a little bit. Those are an example that you Armenians have to learn from Israel, from Greece, and other. Don't let your politicians, those crooks, come and turn you, oh, Pashinyan is bad, Republicans are good. You know, don't listen to those garbage. Politicians are liars. You are paying the price. You Armenians, real Armenian people, you guys should protest against all the protesters. That's what you have to do. Protest against them. Tell them that they fool you. Don't side with this guy and that guy. They're all crooks. For 30 years, none of them have done anything good for you. Nothing, zero. They depend. Every time they want a decision, they run into Moscow. You look, 10 years Russia is in Syria, still is fighting. When was last time that Russia liberated a country? They never do. So what Armenia need? Really? You know, before I go there was one woman 2 years ago in Armenia. One woman. And I'm going to tell you about the Karabakh too, how much there is hatred in Armenia. There was this woman confronted Pashinyan in Gyumri. You guys maybe remember, but I just want to bring your attention. Let me see. Yes, this one. Listen to her.
Եկեք մոտեցեք ձեր ասելիքը հանգիստ ասեք, ասեք ձեր ասելիքը հանգիստ գնացեք։ Հանգիստ կասեմ։ ասեմ։
Ասե։
Խափեցիր մեզի սաղ ազգիս։ Բոլորիս խափեցիր։
Լավ։
Սերժից ոչնչով չես տարբերվի։
Լավ, կփորձեմ հակառակը ապացուցեմ ձեզ։ Շատ լավ։
Չես կրնա։
Ոչինչ, ձեր անունը ի՞նչ է։ Ձեր անունը ի՞նչ է։
Մայրան։
Լավ եղեք, հանգիստ վար։ Դուք չեք որոշում, ես կասեմ կհանեք այստեղ։
Լավ կերնեինք։ Բայց ոչ մի փոփոխություն։
Ոչինչ, մայր։ Ամեն ինչ լավ կլինի, մի հուսահատվեք։
Ոչ մի փոփոխություն չկա։ Այդպես չպտալով մեզի հեչ բանը չես կրնա հասցնել։ Լավ դերասան կերնեինք։
Հա, ինչ ուզում ա թող ասի։
I'm sure you all seen this. One woman, 2 years ago, she knew the Pashinyan fooled them. But the rest of the country, they didn't. And when she did that, I started writing about it, talking about it. There were people, Pashinyan people. There was this guy. This is supposed to be has some security institute, something like that. He was calling this woman a psychopath, a sick woman. Somebody give them this money to go do that. They were blackmailing this woman because she told the Pashinyan the truth. This guy, I don't know, his name is Safarian or something. And when I was doing it, he went and unfriended me because he didn't like that. How dare you say something about Pashinyan? See, this is what happened. Let me tell you something else about Karabakh, and I'll come back more talk about it. When I was in Armenia, 2019, in front of the hotel, there was called Ramada Hotel. There was this old Yerevan, I believe. And there was this nice fence. And there was Armenian map. Beside it was Karabakh map. And then it says Makur Hayastan. And so somebody came in there, vandalized the Karabakh part. You could see that green part. In Armenia, this is not in Germany or someplace else. In Armenia, in Yerevan, this has happened. I was outraged, but this is it. And at the time, I reported this. So when Pashinyan came in power, I started feeling there is a hatred toward Karabakh. Many times in the street, I interview people. People will say, Armenia without Karabakh. They did that. And you also saw this woman a few days ago were saying, should she Artsakh belong to Azerbaijan? Is this
Մայրի
Ինչ, Ադրբեջանի կազմի մեջ։
Այսինքն
Որից գրավել են դուք, ապրել եք գիտեք էտա։
Փաստորեն Արցախը մերը չէ։
Մերը չէր։ Բաքվի
Քեշկական ինչ է, անհավար դու չամ մեջ գցում է։
Չէ։
There you've seen all of this. This is all a sign there was this anti-Karabakh movement was going on in Armenia. This is why we always said for this war there should be transparent, open investigation. Find out what happened. Because if you look at Armenian media, one general comes says the Pashinyan did this, another one says no, the Kocharian, they were there, they played this. We don't know. And there's been 3 months, not a single investigation is going on. Not a single one. All they're talking about getting rid of Pashinyan. This is bad. This is why Armenia has to change the direction. political decisions, all foreign policies, domestic policies has to be made in Armenia. And Armenia has to extend its hand to other countries. You cannot run a country under Soviet Union. That's what you are, still in the Soviet Union. And those Kocharians and others, those are all puppet of Russia. Same thing with, when Pashinyan came, he was talking about West and Europe and this and that, and then suddenly he shifted to Putin. He said, no, our foreign policy will not change. He didn't do anything. So this is, other people talk about this global this and global that and Soros. I don't care about that stuff. Whatever I see. What I see is Armenia must get out of Russian colony. Armenia cannot go like this. You will never get anywhere. Armenia has to have its own industry. Armenia, when they buy something, they have to be technology transfer come with it. So therefore, Armenia has to look, even within Armenia, a political party has to be honest and transparent and tell Armenian people, we are going a different direction. We tried it 30 years. We're going to change, extend our hand to United States to come and help us. Straight, direct, honest, without fooling anybody. And all those politicians, they have to come and tell the truth. Do you want to be with Russia or you want to move different direction? And come and tell me why you want to stay with Russia. All this, Russia proved to you they're not loyal. And you tell me, if tomorrow Turkey attack, the Russia will go in war with the Turkey? That will never happen. Russia will not go in war with Turkey. That would not happen. It's all BS. Russia is coming, gonna help you. Even United States, because of Pashinyan lying for 44 days, the whole world. In fact, I remember even those Trumpsters, Armenians, went to greet Trump when he came to California. Trump said there, you Armenians are fighting hard. You guys working hard to defend your country. Because they were thinking, hey, Pashinyan is fighting. They're winning. But Pashinyan was lying. And then we, Armenia, complained, nobody came to help Armenia. Well, how do they come and help when you're telling them you're winning? Why you need help? Because he lied. He didn't have even the audacity that night to call his foreign minister, the president of the country, the member of parliament, hey, this is what I'm going to do. He never contacted anybody. He just went in there, okay, Putin, what do you want? Let me sign. Is this as a prime minister you want? Honestly, I'm asking Pashinyan supporters. Forget about saying those previous government, they're going to come in power, they want to take over. Forget about that a minute. Just talk about Pashinyan first. You need to change the direction. You need to find a political party which is honest and truthful. Tell Armenian people, this is the direction we're going. And you see, and also you need to revert back to presidential system. Parliamentary system work if you have a stable government. You just change some elections. But when you are in war, you need a president and you need the parliament separately. So the people would vote for one, and the parliament, there's two votes, right? So that's one. Two, you need to bring someone, not because like a Pashinyan, he came said, corruption, 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 vote me. Well, Armenia knew that. So they said, this guy is going to solve our problem. But Pashinyan, he was half a journalist. He never run a business. He never traveled. He has no diplomatic skill. I mean, this guy is angry man. He confrontational man. He never tried to unite the country. He was constantly fighting with every political party. Armenia need unified. You need somebody to unify the country, not constant confrontation. Every word come from his mouth is anger. You need a calm, diplomatic, a person with multidimensional experience, have done some business, failed, succeed, traveled, worked some industry, did something, has some economic background, political, geopolitical understanding. That's what you need, somebody like that. Understand the history. Pashinyan had no idea. Neither those other ones. I mean, even Sarkisian, Kocharian, I mean, they were one thing at least they had. They were fighter. They fight the Karabakh. They liberated Karabakh. So they had some experience in war at least. If economy too, they didn't know anything about economy. They were, again, puppet of Russia. But Pashinyan had zero experience in anything. Except for 10 years, he was just saying corruption, corruption. And according to Pashinyan, all Armenian jails now will be full with corrupt people. Kocharian, he didn't put Kocharian in jail for corruption because Pashinyan instigated violent protest and 10 people killed, and he's blaming on Kocharian, and he's still 2.5 years, he could not even that one to prove. And he's talking about corruption. He's talking about the other government, the older government take over without any fact, anything. So Armenian solution is none of those, from Levon Ter-Petrosyan to Pashinyan, anything between, they are not your solution. You should work against them. You should find a new political leadership with some leader. At least you, Armenian, don't put your hatred on one side, because I know in Armenia there's a lot of hatred. Put your hatred on one side. Look at that guy in his eyes. Okay, this guy has some diplomatic things. This guy is a quiet guy. He understands history. All that stuff you have to look in the person. Don't just because one comes and blackmail. That's what politicians do. They're good in blackmailing their opponent. That's what. Look at Trump, an idiot. Pashinyan is just another idiot. Look, they're both idiots. Pashinyan Trump was firing his generals. What is that? Because of he says they're no good. They're no good. They were fired. Trump has more turnaround people in his administration than any other one because of his attitude. He was egomaniac like Pashinyan, right? Look at here. When he was lying, his chief of coronavirus, he was smiling. He closed his eyes. Same thing with Pashinyan. You know this guy. When Pashinyan lying, this guy was just smiling, and Pashinyan fired him. They're the same. Pashinyan and Trump, they're twin idiots, both of them. And they're both always rallies. Oh, you see my rally? How much people are in my rally? Pashinyan does the same thing, and this idiot does the same thing. Yeah, there's a Pashinyan rally. See? He brought those people there and said, you see, I have lots of people like me. Lots of idiots like me. And Trump was doing exactly the same thing. So they are the same people. Same attitude. You don't need people like that. And remember this. United States is over 200-year country, has solid economy, military, civil servant, all that. So when you get an idiot like Trump or anyone else, the country, it's still going. No one can destroy America because of stupid president. But Armenia has no basic foundation, doesn't have anything, has no industry, has no military, nothing. It's depending everything on Russia. This is the problem. This is why this is the time the Armenian people have to make a decision. Do we stay under Russian colony still, or do we go different direction? At least we try it. Yes, it's going to be some instability. This thing's going to happen because we're shifting from one. You still could say to Russia, hey, we still love you, we're still your friend, we still trade, but we don't want your military, we don't want you come, we don't want you protect us. We don't. If Turkey wants to come, let them come. Why would Turkey come and do anything? They wouldn't do that. There is Armenia, it's a recognized United Nations country. Why would Turkey do that? Unless Armenia do something. So Russia is their military base. Russia has more military base in Armenia than any place in the world. What for? What have that serve Armenia? After Armenia lost this war, and next day this Lavrov was coming saying, he was saying, this economic corridor and building railways and all that stuff, it's all bullshit. It is. Those people are laughing at you, Armenia. It's time. We feel bad about you. Think about it, how difficult it is for Armenian in diaspora, like in United States. They go there and lobby United States to help Armenia, Artsakh. Yet Armenia is allied with America's most controversial country, Russia. Do you know how difficult is that? Do you know ANC or Armenian Assembly, when they go lobby, it's not an easy. When Turkey is in NATO and others and have generals, they know each other in military, in US and there, it's not easy. But you could make it very easy for Armenians in diaspora, in US, to lobby, say, hey, Armenia, it's with you. Could be done. Those people have been fooling you for 30 years. Forget about it. Forget about it. Make your own mind. Tell, we don't want you guys anymore. We give you a chance. Like, when I was in business, I hired a guy from jail. 3 days he was out, he came, and I looked at his face. I said, okay, when do you want to start? So I can bring him there, and I told my people, help this guy, train him to do something. You give people chance. Those guys all had chance. They all had their chance. Pashinyan has chance, Kocharian, Sarkisian, Petrosian, they all have. And so they're all giving some weird stuff. Oh, I did this, or we should have done this. It's all BS. They were all Russian puppets. Don't believe them. They're politicians. They lie. You need Armenians people. As I said here, you must protest against all those protesters. Get together. Say, how do we get rid of this corrupt system? From Pashinyan all the way down. Convince Pashinyan supporters that we are going in the wrong direction. Well, I don't know how much more I can say, but we care about you, Armenia. Armenian in diaspora everywhere care. We are no more proud Armenian, as Pashinyan says. Honarerem says, Hapart Hayastansi. What Hapart? There is no Hapart Hayastansi today. They're all depressed. So, please consider, talk among yourself. Forget about talking about all this stuff. Just say, how do we get out? Do we stay with Russia or do we go to US? Really, you have this is perfect timing where you could say to Russia, my friend Russia, we trusted you for 30 years. You didn't support us. Your equipment all zero. Every one of them failed. You know, your S-300 is supposed to be the best air defense system. They're all shot down, 5 of them. So why do you want to stay with Russia anymore? And I bet the reason Armenians have no built military or, military equipment or those drone things, because Russia, as I said, Russia, we have Russia. Russia will defend us. Well, Russia will give us all this stuff. That's what you must depend on yourself. Just exactly how Israel, how Greece did. Yourself. Armenians are ingenious people. You can do it. But you need a politician with multidimensional head. Just one person could change this whole things. And he could bring people from within Armenia, from outside Armenia, create this cabinet with most intelligent people Armenian has in the world. Could go to Russia, say to those Armenian scientists, please come back. We are now free, independent. You don't have to be in Russia. You could do that. All right. I thank you very much for watching. And please debate among yourself. See, we're here outside. We can only advise you, help you with here and there. But it is your decision, Armenia. It's your future, your children's future. You have to think this very seriously. This is a perfect time for finding the new direction. All right. Well, thank you for watching. Please share this. I hope somebody could translate to Armenian so that most Armenian could hear this. And that's all I could say. Again, thank you. Have a nice day. And we'll see you.